What's happening? September 7th, Monday, early Monday, Labor Day. Happy Labor Day, everybody. I guess
Shows come to you earlier now because George found somebody who actually employed him.
my man, you're part of the working world now.
Kind of
Shorty.
scary. So
Labor Day means something for you.
Yeah, day off.
I don't know if everybody out there was aware that there was a couple MMA fights this weekend.
Pretty good ones.
Yeah, in the first bout of the night, it was LeGarrette Blunt, running back from Oregon. Yeah, LeGarrette Blunt, running back from Oregon, TKO'd defensive end.
I think that was a knockout.
It was a KO. He TKO'd Byron Hout of Boise State.
That was a mean.
With a straight right.
Since his football career's over, he might as well sit up there in the Pacific Northwest and, find Matt Lindland.
Strike Farce wants to sign him tomorrow. Kevin's got jokes and coffee bitches. Now, there was another bout this past weekend. I don't know if you guys were aware of. Sean Lights Out Merriman, who definitely took after his nickname, Lights Out.
Big tough guy.
Was winning the bout, but was disqualified for pulling an illegal
rape choke.
Wow, an illegal rape choke on a TV personality.
Tila Tequila.
Right. Is
that
it
woman
Tila Tequila or Tequila Tila?
She's 4'11" and 98 pounds.
Right.
Sean Merriman is what, 6'3", 250, 260?
Right. Now let's go into all these things.
As we've heard with this Sean Merriman thing, she was plastered, shit-faced drunk, and obviously trying to leave somewhere. He leave his home, and Sean Merriman was trying to restrain her so she didn't go off and drive.
You know the thing that cracks me up?
I hope that's true.
You hope that's true?
Yeah, I hope it's true.
Do you hope it's true? Look, this is the thing that freaks me out, George. They were like, she appeared to be drunk. Nigga, her name is Tequila.
Yeah.
Okay? Now, if my name was Jack Daniels Kevin, Shorty, and they said Kevin was drunk driving, would you think Jack Daniels Kevin might have been possibly intoxicated? You know what I mean? Merriman was possibly trying to save her ass. So we're not going to, George and I have ways of jumping to conclusions all the time.
And you know what? We're not doing it with this one. I truly hope it airs on the side of Merriman, and she was shit-fake plastered drunk, and he just saved her butt from wrecking.
And
now,
stuff like this.
Back to the kid from Oregon.
Right.
Back to the kid from Oregon. His coach went to bat for him and basically said, you're going to practice the rest of the year, and you're going to be part of the team, and you just went from a second-round pick to not being picked at all.
Right, and, the one thing is, LeGarrette Blunt obviously lost his cool. He snuck him. Everybody's calling it a sucker punch. This is where I have to I don't know if it quite was a sucker punch because he was squared up with the guy, and the guy's coach distracted him, and then he called him.
Well, the dude comes up and gets his attention and goes like that, and then the dude spins around and clocks him.
Right.
So for me, if this doesn't change the way the games are handled at the end, okay, we just played 3 hours.
Right.
We beat on each other. I lost to a team I wasn't supposed to lose to, in my opinion. I've been talking trash all week long. Why would you go up to this dude and say anything?
Right.
Send that man an email.
Yeah.
I mean, one team should get off the field, and then the other team should get off the field. They shouldn't exit together.
Yeah, there's a lot of emotions going on and shit like that. I mean, and like you said, man, when it was all said and done, it is a nasty blow for Oregon.
It's precision. That's like a bigger Anderson Silva.
Yeah.
Because he went...
Now, that blow, but a physical blow, but also a blow for their program. I mean, their coach went out, like you said, went to bat for this guy, LeGarrette Blunt, and he said, basically they both, when they cried about the situation, LeGarrette Blunt obviously cried because his season's over, and the coach cried because that nigga's season's over too. I don't give a fuck what they say they were crying for. He was like, nigga, we just lost our first game to Boise State, and I got my star running back.
Now, sticking with college football.
Yes.
Ohio State quite possibly might be the luckiest team in the nation.
I said that last year. I'm sorry, all you Ohio State fans.
I'm not. Y'all suck. I hate Ohio State. Ohio State and Virginia Tech, I hope their whole football program's getting bus accidents and never play again.
God,
I'm just saying.
I don't agree with George on that. I like both the programs. I don't hate any program. The evilness in Georgia's back, Shorty. That's what happens during football season.
When Matt Barkley shows up this Saturday and bends the Ohio State football team over at the 50-yard line and blasts a nut all over the back of y'all's heads, I'm going to be so happy. I hate Ohio State, and I hope Barkley destroys you on Saturday. I want the score to be like 3,000-0.
Right. I got to agree with you. I just think, and I know Ohio State fans are not going to want to hear this and stuff, but I just think, man, that program right now is overrated a little bit, that's not taking anything away from Navy.
Oh, Navy's a good squad. They'll be in the top 25.
And they will play you hard.
Yeah,
they play you hard. They play everybody hard. But man, Terrell Pryor struggled. there's just a lot of things, indicators that they were not going to be in the top 10. Yep.
Now, on to the next close game. Northern Iowa lost to Iowa.
Right.
By
Now,
3 points.
not even.
4 points.
1 point.
1 point. Ha! Can't read.
Now, Iowa, if you don't, all you guys out there don't know it, they're ranked 22 in the country.
They should be not in the top 25 now, in my opinion.
They are the luckiest motherfuckers. Actually, they're luckier than Ohio State.
Oh, yeah. They blocked not 1 but 2 field goals from Northern Iowa.
Someone needs to go up to Northern Iowa's coach, special teams coach, and bitch slap him in the back in his head, because how in the fuck do you allow 2, not 1, 2 field goals to be blocked?
Back to back.
Back to back, man. I don't know. What do you think about it?
Not impressed. Now, one team I am impressed with is Notre Dame. It appears like they are back on to their winning ways, and we'll see, because let's face it, they face Nevada. I thought, honestly, Nevada might have had a shot based on what they did last year. Notre Dame said not today. Notre Dame didn't score in the fourth quarter. I guess they called the dogs off, but they ended up beating Nevada 35-0.
Yeah, Jimmy Clausen looked good. He looked great. Their defense looked good.
But not as good as Matt Barkley.
Yeah, this kid, Matt Barkley, USC, and we'll get to that. Now, the big matchup in the SEC and the Big 12 was obviously Georgia against Oklahoma State.
You know what? To be honest, if you'd asked me, I would tell you Georgia is overrated. You cannot lose your number 1 tailback and your number 1 quarterback and be rated 13th in the country.
Yeah, I mean,
to me, I just don't get it.
Yeah, I think a lot of people. I looked at this, and Oklahoma State obviously is high ranked. They ranked 9th in the country. They went and they visited them, and
yeah, Oklahoma State just pummeled them.
Yeah,
for lack of a better term.
It's like this. Your
Not
boys.
impressed.
Now, did you want to talk about the UFC? I mean, did you want to talk about that?
Do I want to talk about how Matt Barkley went 15 for 19 for 233 yards and a touchdown? You mean, did I want to talk about that? Yeah, he played San Diego State. Right. Blah, blah, blah. When he does the same thing on Ohio State, get back at me.
Right.
Anyway, they beat the dog piss out of San Jose State.
Carolina crushed the Citadel. Yeah, I mean, we don't even need to talk
Nebraska.
about Nebraska. Our boys.
Yes.
This is the one team that we agree on.
Ever.
We both are Cornhuskers fans. They look good. They fucking just ice Florida
tomato, potato,
potato, garage.
Anyway, Nebraska cornholed Florida Atlantic 49-3.
Right. Yep. And Florida basically
didn't cover the spread.
What?
They didn't cover the spread.
Florida beat. They
didn't cut. They were a 60-point favorite.
Oh, and they only won 62-3, so they didn't cover the spread by 1 point. But otherwise, they corn crushed. For all you viewers who don't know what corn crush means, they beat the shit out of the Knicks. So
now, on to a game that I'm tired of hearing say just because Sam Bradford went out, they lost.
Right.
No, that's bullshit. BYU was pummeling Oklahoma all game long.
Yeah.
Oklahoma couldn't get anything done against the Stormin' Mormons.
Wow. Is that politically correct?
I don't care.
And we don't give a fuck. No. Hey, where's that thing? Where are we at? We're doing good. So anyway, the Stormin' Mormons got...
They beat them. They beat Oklahoma, and Sam Bradford's got a sprained AC joint. Oklahoma, you lose one more game, sayonara.
Yeah, I think it's pretty much done. They're trying to put him in rehab and stuff. I think their season's pretty much over.
In my opinion, the game of the weekend was Alabama-Virginia Tech.
Mm-hmm.
Barring what might go on tonight with Miami and Florida State.
Right.
Alabama should have beat Virginia Tech 1,000,000 to nothing. Their quarterback on the first 2 drives couldn't throw the ball in the ocean if he stood on the beach.
Mm-hmm.
This kid for Alabama at quarterback is rotten. Yeah. Saban, you need a quarterback. With Julio, the receivers were running up to the DBs on Virginia Tech and do a simple boom, boom, and they were running right by him.
Right.
Julio Jones, Hicks. I mean, it was ugly.
The
quarterback
until the fourth quarter.
Like,
yeah. In the fourth quarter, I don't know, everything started working for the Crimson Tide, and they just basically... Yeah, their defense was nasty last year, too, and that's what's saving their ass. It's what saved their ass, obviously, Saturday. So they look sharp. They, obviously they got Tech 34-24.
And that kid Ingram for Alabama is huge.
Right.
Dude, he had 26 carries for 150 yards. That's going to... 5'10", 212. That dude is jacked.
Maryland sucks. I'm sorry to say that.
I'm not.
There's no fear in the turtle this year.
No,
Cal destroyed
the only thing that's scared right now is Friedgen's fork because they're waiting for him to pick it back up. My man lost 150 pounds and supposedly looking quite svelte.
My boy, Houston busted a nut all over the back of Memphis. They got problems in basketball and in football. Houston just went, said, we're ranked 8, bitches. On that note, we're ghosts.